Hello again, everybody, and welcome once again to 205 Life Matters. Enjoy this week's episode review, and remember, 205 Life Matters, it does not belong on the kickoff show. Thank you again. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, and enjoy.
Good evening, everybody. I'm just a simple man, and my name is Noah Foster. And welcome once again to another edition of 205 Life Matters, where this week we'll be reviewing this week's episode of 205 Live, the conclusion of the Cruiserweight number one contender championship tournament, and we'll also be talking about some other matters. But first, allow me to introduce you to my esteemed panel tonight, the biggest panel I have to date. I have with me three of the gentlemen representing the four horsemen of No DQ NXT team, and also Team DQ leader and the Duchess herself, Cindy G. It's Cindy G, the Duchess, the Holiday, Chris Mace, the Archangel, James Allen Herbert, and the Talkinator, Owen Finch. Everybody, how are you?
Doing
Work
good.
great.
Doing awesome.
Good.
I'm tired.
Yeah, I think we can all relate to that.
Same here, except for what happened this morning regarding the tweet, which we'll talk about it.
TikTok.
Yeah, people.
Cindy's about to
Buckle
put
up.
some people.
You're in for a ride. And no,
See, this is why I just like to be on Cindy's side. I don't like to feel her wrath. So anybody that wants to get on her bad side, go ahead. Feel more than free. I ain't gonna be on that bandwagon. So, you know.
I'm just gonna conclude your statement with this: Hell have no fury like a woman's scorn.
Woman? Hell have no fury like a Duchess scorn. Have some respect.
Yes.
Oh well, excuse me. Excuse me. This isn't NXT UK, but I digress.
Yeah.
All right, let's get right into the show. So this week, once again, it's 205 Live. This is episode number 117. It aired on March 19th, 2019, I believe, from Indianapolis. And of course, we start off with the usual stick, the 205 Live general manager, Drake Maverick, the former roster of TNA. He walks us into the show and gives us a recap of the tournament. Basically summing up and hyping up tonight's main event of Tony Nese versus Cedric Alexander. He basically talks about how Nese, he's already gone through Kalisto and Drew Gulak, and how Cedric has gone through Akira Tozawa and Oni Lorcan. And in tonight's finals, Nese said he's going to do anything it takes. He will not give up. Cedric has no idea what he's willing to do, and Cedric says no one will stop him from going to WrestleMania and reclaiming his Cruiserweight title. So literally, that is the big build that we got tonight. We didn't even talk about the other stuff. We'll get into that in a moment. On that, we get the nice intro, then we get the bracket recap, and we go straight into our first match, which is Mike Kanellis, accompanied by Maria Kanellis, one of your favorites, Cindy.
Whoa.
And the commentary, basically, they bring up a point that is Maria a help or a hindrance, in English preferably. And Nigel basically defending this, be like, what are you talking about, okay? But going from there, Maria, she basically walks us into the show and hypes up her husband, Mike Kanellis, who's been in the business now for 16 years. But she feels that the crowd was disrespectful, calls them lazy and rude, just like the general manager, Drake Maverick, who threatened, allegedly, the job of Mike Kanellis. But Maria says Mike will prove everyone wrong tonight. So here we go. Is this the match? And who's the greatest cruiser in the world? Who's the one-up? Is it somebody from NXT UK? Is it somebody from NXT? Is it Rey Mysterio, which would be the biggest surprise to me? Now, it's someone on the roster, but I still think very credible based on his past degree, Akira Tozawa. So it's Mike versus Akira Tozawa, and basically commentary putting over Akira Tozawa and how he has basically earned all his opportunities while Mike's been given opportunities and failed to capitalize. Keyword of the night, folks, here in this match, opportunity. If I took a drink every time opportunity was said, I'd be passed out from being drunk. Anyway, I don't drink. I'm just saying if I did. Anyway, it was a nice filling out process at first. Akira, he gets, locked up in there. There's a roll through, an exchange of cards between both. Big time kick, and then he goes for a senton, another cover. Nothing special, pretty simple filling out process at first. We get a nice clothesline, and then we basically get Akira Tozawa going for one of his signatures, a suicide headbutt dive, stopped dead in his tracks with a super kick by Mike Kanellis, and Mike frantically trying to get the win here. He goes for 1, not 2, but 3 total cover attempts. Good grief! You figured he would already figure out the first time too soon.
Sometimes just catch him by surprise.
Yeah, true.
True. Mm-hmm.
That's happened to me before in video games. I, got pinned once and kicked out, then couldn't kick out the second time. So
I can't get behind video games because it's just not the real thing. Okay, you can only emulate a computer can only emulate a person to a certain degree. I'm just saying. So that's why I don't get into much AI and all that stuff. But we can talk about that.
You say this to the guy who runs a CAW league for
well,
5 years?
James, you lost a 2 out of 3 falls match in 1 minute and 38 seconds.
Yeah,
so.
You know why? Because the new game, the new games are terrible.
You hit X 2 seconds into it, so.
Yeah, I hate the new games. That's why the old the 2K14 kickout system was better. Anyway.
All right, yeah, we can get into that later. Where was I? So basically, Mike, he's showing off his aggression. He's maintaining control. He grounds Akira. There's a little bit of offense to another cover, but then we basically get a rest hold, a rear chin lock for a little bit of a while, and he claims that it's his show. No, it's not. But anyway, there's a nice snap out of Sunny Wizard combination by Akira Tozawa and a beautiful missile drop kick into our first near fall to the point that Cindy's girl, Maria, was panicking. And then we basically, from there, we get a kick, a slide through, and then instead of that, the high angle German suplex, Akira Tozawa locks on the octopus stretch. Not at first, but he eventually gets it extended. So Mike Kanellis, though, he uses the strength to get out of it, and then Maria tells him, Akira Tozawa, to stay down. There's a bit of an exchange between them with some chops, and then we get one of my favorite spots with Akira Tozawa. That thick-out jab just drops Mike. But then we, not necessarily for too long, though, because Mike, he pops up and drops Akira with a spine buster into a cover. Nope, kick out. And Mike, he's starting to show more and more frustration as we zoom on his face, getting more and more angry. And following this, we get a pump kick, and then we get a yell from Akira Tozawa, and then we get what I think was like a Michinoku driver off the top rope.
Yeah, that was nuts.
Cover.
I thought it was more of a Death Valley driver.
No, it was definitely
Death Valley driver. I would have said that was.
It was definitely a Michinoku driver because the way he landed was.
You gotta look at the angle and the way he lands, and it was a top rope maneuver. I wouldn't necessarily call it a Falcon's Arrow because he wasn't fully vertical, so.
Yeah, Michinoku driver.
Yeah. Basically, following this, you would think you win, no kick out of Mike. He's just frantic. He basically turns to Daniel Bryan from Dr. Shelby Anger Management, yelling no like 9 times.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, Maria tries to tell him to calm down, stay on him, put him in his place. And following this, we just get vicious elbow strikes constantly from Mike Kanellis.
They were great.
Trying to KO Akira Tozawa, similar to what the Brew does on NXT, Matt Riddle. But now we get that unique, almost like a Robinson special like Will Ospreay uses from Akira Tozawa, that unique kick that drops Mike, and he goes for his finisher, the top rope senton bomb. But who's there to stop him, or at least for a moment? Maria. He's like, you're fine. Oh, I'm fine here.
Yeah, she's just comfortable. Let her be comfortable. What's wrong with it?
Move. Eventually, Akira, he smartens up, allegedly. He goes to the other corner, but that's the risk you take with top rope maneuvers that take too long to build. He goes for it, and Mike gets the knees up. I can only imagine how that feels. Ouch. And then following this, Mike, he capitalizes with, I guess, it's not like an official name of move. Maybe they'll call it like Power Love or something. But basically, he gets him with an Impact DDT and finally picks up a freaking win. About damn time.
I mean, if I was him,
girl, I gotta imagine Maria played a key part in Mike's victory here. Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts on this match?
Who are you asking?
Cindy.
I know James was trying to say something, so he could go first.
Oh, yeah, okay. I'll be quick. I was just about to say, as far as the finishing name, I propose they name this neckbreaker "Rolling the Dice."
Okay.
Just saying. Okay. All right. Anyway, continue, Cindy.
Well, I actually like the Impact DDT finisher name better because, as you guys know, Mike and Maria used to be in Impact Wrestling, so it seems to be a bit fitting. Overall, first.
I didn't even make that correlation until you brought it up.
Mike Bennett.
Yep. First of all, what do you guys think of Mike Canales' haircut?
Better than his bald spot.
I like the haircut. It it tells the storyline that like he's going so crazy that he shaved his head.
Well, at least it's not to the degree. At least it's not to the degree of the Undertaker.
Or Mojo Rawley. God, don't be Mojo Rawley.
Hey. He's always watching, Noah. He's always watching, so.
He's always looking in mirrors. What the fuck is he watching? He's watching himself.
The thing of it is,
Ross done. Cindy, continue.
Well, the thing of it is, because I've been following both Maria and Mike Canales' social media page, especially their Instagram page, where Mike Canales is actually talking about his road to recovery after his 1 year of sobriety from his pain med addiction. Mm-hmm. So I think like having him a shaved head is like kind of a good start for his, his 1 year sobriety, but at the same time, it definitely fits his gimmick as a frustrating, crazy, opportunist, to be like guys like to call it. So yeah, and then you have Maria as one of like his supporter and slash quote unquote his coach. Just to sure that he get the opportunity as they need it too. Overall, when I found out that Akira Tozawa come out as a top competitor, I was like, really? You brought out one of the top 205 Live star coming out, even though he's like quote unquote the shortest reigning cruiserweight champion, which, by the way, the original shortest cruiserweight champion is actually Psychosis in 1 hour. And that was back in 1999, where he lost his title 1 hour later at Nitro to...
I remember this.
Inferno. Yes.
I remember this.
Oh,
I'm just putting it out there, guys. So, yeah. So, technically, Akira Tozawa is the shortest reigning current former cruiserweight.
Didn't I swear Psychosis held that title in the second incarnation in WWE? I swear he did.
No, he didn't.
Here's the thing. I grew up on WWF, so I'm still learning everything about Nitro. So, Cindy, thank you for that key point of history, because I totally forgot about that.
Well, technically, the original Cruiserweight title was the WCW Cruiserweight title before it merges with the WWE Cruiserweight title.
Yeah, same thing for the Heavyweight Championship, the big piece of gold. Okay. Chris, what are your thoughts on this match?
Yeah. Oh, and overall, forgot.
Go ahead.
Overall, good. Okay, I agree. The match was really good. It's a good opener of the match. I wasn't surprised that Tozawa is the one that's taking the pin so far. Glad Mike won. He got the opportunity he needed. And as for Maria, her, how she kind of distracts Tozawa kind of reminded me of one of the matches back in New Japan Pro Wrestling, Kingdom versus, well, you guessed it, Bullet Club.
More like.
Baby.
Yeah, so kind of like bring me back a little bit of a throwback moment. So overall, impressive match. I'm very impressed with Mike Canales' like in-ring ability. He's showing better improvement. I mean, he's still a good in-ring competitor so far. So yeah, overall, good match. Now, Chris, continue. Sorry about that.
Go ahead. Well said.
But I thought it was a pretty good match. Like I said, I like the ending, how Maria distracted Tozawa. Oh my God, I'm going to pronounce his freaking name wrong now. Tozawa to be able for Mike Canales to win the match. I like that. Like I said, I like the first name, the Impact DDT. What do we call it? The Impact DDT, or what do we call it for his finisher? Instead of rolling the dice, because Reno used that back in 2000. That's what he called it, rolling the dice, when he was in WCW.
Well, I mean, I just recommended the name because he's
that was used, and it was almost the same finish too, well, just about. But like I said, I thought it was a pretty good match. And one note on Psychosis, yeah, he held that title for an hour, but you got to remember it was because they stripped Lenny Lane of the title after that controversial angle with him in WCW. That's why they gave the belt to Psychosis, just to drop it immediately.
WCW definition of controversy.
I can't remember. Was that during the Russo booking era? I can't remember.
No, it was when Kevin Nash was booking, because that's when Lenny Lane won the Cruiserweight title from Rey Mysterio, and him and Lodi were playing a controversial angle at the time, and then they had so much controversy with it.
I remember this. I remember exactly what you're talking about. That explains everything.
Summer
Nash.
9.
Nash.
Oy vey.
All about the money.
Jeez. All right. Owen, your thoughts?
Yeah, I like the match. I think I had a little trouble getting into it in the beginning because it was right after that gauntlet match. So I just watched like an hour of wrestling. So I had to watch like another 30 minutes of it. So I had trouble getting into it in the beginning. I was kind of disappointed that Tozawa was the opponent because I was like, I remember you and I know we're talking about all these people that it could be. When Tozawa came out, I was just kind of like, well, that was disappointing. Yeah. I wanted it to be like Tyler Bate or like, not Travis Banks.
I was expecting Kota Ibushi and Zack Sabre Jr.
Why was it? I was expecting like someone like from like NXT UK or like NXT or something. So,
yes, yeah, same actually.
Not Travis Banks though, because he probably wouldn't have even made it to the ring because he gets every time he shows up. So
Gets assaulted. Travis Banks. He's about to get assaulted in like 5 minutes.
But I like the finish. I like Mike Kanellis' new haircut. He just looks like he's an absolute psychopath now. So,
can I be honest? Him and Mojo Rawley are going to be a future team. I'm calling it.
Nope. Mojo Rawley is too busy yelling at mirrors, so he's not going to be.
Agree.
Mojo Rawley will never leave that room. James, your thoughts on this match?
My thoughts on this match. Okay, so I have 3 observations. One is very random, so I'll start with the random one first. God, Akira Tozawa looked a lot different when he first debuted with blonde hair.
Agree.
That's my first observation. That's pretty random. My second observation is obviously the match is really good. It's a basic match, but it needed to be basic, I think. I was pretty disappointed when it was Tozawa too, because I'm expecting like a big guy to like come in and fight him, like I don't know, like Oney Lorcan, since he was in the tournament earlier. That would have been dope. But of course we got Akira Tozawa, sad face. But still, it was a good match. It was fine. Got the job done. Mike Kanellis looks pretty cool at the end of it, and I think Mike Kanellis deserves a lot more than what he gets. So this was fine. And as far as that goes, and this is my last observation, holy hell, has Aiden English smashed the commentary position or what, dude?
Amen.
Holy crap, he's done amazing. I don't know how he's not on other shows with the performance he gives on 205. I've always said you need a babyface commentator that's intellectual, that is able to have clapbacks when the heel is giving him some flack. This is what Aiden English provides so well. My God, get rid of Percy Watson. I love the guy, but God damn it, put Aiden English in his place. Because holy shit, could you imagine that commentary team? Nigel, Aiden, and Morrow?
Yeah.
Yes, please sign me up, dude. Hats off to Aiden English.
Don't put him on the main roster. Don't do that.
Please.
That's why they got Corey Graves, so we don't need to worry about that. Corey's going to work until he's dead, pretty much.
He'll be working as a dead corpse on commentary.
Yeah, well, he already is. They're basically making him sound like a fucking robot more and more every week on goddamn commentary. It's fucking annoying.
All right.
Sorry, excuse my French, but...
That's all right. Hey, like I said, unscripted, uncensored, unrehearsed here. Simple as that. 100% organic. Yeah, I completely agree as far as the commentary goes. And, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see now that he finally has a win. I don't know if we would call this the match. Is this going to build towards the match? What is the match? Is they just going to fight? Are they just going to fight each other again? Who does he fight next? But I feel like if nothing else, this at least gives me more confidence that he's at least staying on the brand and staying in the company. Cindy, you're about to say something before we move on?
Yeah, I was about to say, like, a worthy opponent that I could think of for Mike Kanellis prior to, like, it's Akira Tozawa, Tyler Breeze. I mean...
Oh, yeah, he's not doing anything.
I mean... Yeah, he's lost in a shuffle on Monday Night Raw, and now he's like by himself since his tag team partner Fandango is out with an injury. So why not have him on 205 Live?
Was out with an injury. was out with an injury. Rumor has it he's coming back soon.
Okay, like for how long?
Well, here's the thing. Yeah,
probably after Mania.
In regards to all that,
Yeah.
we don't know when Fandango is coming back, but two things. Performance Center. It shows them in rehab. It shows them recovery. It shows them, training at the Performance Center. Second thing, he said he can check off that box for Kami. He wants to come back as a more serious competitor. I imagine that means he's going to go on a singles run. I don't necessarily see the fact that they come together, especially since another thing I found, Tyler Breeze says he is strictly only wrestling on WWE Main Event.
Hey, BDC3, so.
Yeah.
Who
Sorry, TJS.
Damn.
Hey,
TJS love EC3.
Just gonna say, the one opponent I could see Mike Kanellis fight, definitely, I think should be Jushin Thunder Liger. Even if Liger wins, like just bring him in for a one-off. You did it with Breeze like all that time ago. Why not do it with? Because Liger's on his way out soon, so.
True, he is retiring next year at Kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
You're absolutely right. And
personally,
he hasn't shown up in WWE since his match with Tyler Breeze at the first NXT TakeOver Brooklyn, and that was one of my favorite matches of that night.
Yeah.
Yes, it was. That was mine too.
For the record, I personally would have rathered him fight Kurt Angle at WrestleMania in both of their retirement tours combining into one, but, we get Baron Corbin instead. Fuck you, WWE.
Unless if they brought in Cena, because that was Cena's first opponent.
No, the glasses are off, James.
Gentlemen and ladies, let's save the rant and heat for WrestleMania week. Because there's going to be a lot. Oh, yeah. It's damn
true.
I can't wait to fucking rant about this. This is such a debacle. This is a crime on wrestling. This is a crime on wrestling.
We only got 7 matches to announce, so we'll find out.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone's calling it a swerve. No, it's a swerve for us. And Vince is laughing all the way home.
All right,
Vince had to touch McMahon, y'all.
To the bank.
Yeah, let's get back to 205 Live. So basically, following this, we go straight into, actually, Nigel, he first gloats. In your face, as Drew Gulak says, point proven. And it says, you're kidding me, right? If that's what the power of love looks like, I don't want that.
That's what I mean by awesome clap backs.
On his own. Again, going back to what you said, James, about how he is counteracting with the heel. I thought it was a very nice touch. All right,
and he was intellectual, too.
Yeah. Now we go back into the locker room, and it's Cedric Alexander. He's getting interviewed by the Dr. Fuentes.
Caleb Braxton.
Is it Caleb?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fucking, I don't know who is who anymore.
Anyway, they're all the same. They should just have Jeremy Borash be the sole interviewer guy. Because he's the closest thing. He's the closest thing to Howard Finkel you'll ever get. Just saying.
Point taken. So yeah, basically she comes in and asks him about tonight's match. But Cedric says, hey, he's confident and he plans to do what he's going to do to get to WrestleMania. But then who comes in the distance? Are you sure about that, mate? Buddy Murphy's back from vacation. And he's got his friend, training partner, blah, 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 whatever the hell you want to call it, Tony Nese with him. And basically he says that, Tony Nese basically says, look, you want some, I want some. The difference is, I've changed, you stayed the same. But, a call back to history, Cedric says, yeah, I may have been the same person, but hey, that same person has already been Cruiserweight Champion. Buddy Murphy comes in, as Will Sullivan says, oh yeah, you were Cruiserweight Champion, but you were not good enough to keep it. And then we basically get, I guess, a little bit of mind games from Sarah talking about, you know what? Yeah, you're right. But what about Tony? What if he wins? I always wonder what would happen to y'all's friendship if he actually beat me tonight, which he's not, because I'm gonna beat him. But hey, I guess I found my answer. And of course, Murphy, he looks a bit, I guess you could say, concerned. And then he's like, you're not buying this, are you? And then he's like, no, like you said, I'll be champ one day. Looks down at the towel, walks away. Buddy Murphy's like, blank face. Because Buddy Murphy's like, all confident stuff. He knows he can beat Cedric. He talks about the past history. Beat you at Super Showdown. Beat you at TLC. Mania going to do it again. So he already's like, I'm just going to blow past you. It's like Tony Nese an afterthought. But...
Well, and too, when Tony Nese said that I'm going to be champion again one day. He was kind of saying that like he's going to win the tournament, take the championship from him
But
too.
you got to have that sort of confidence, especially this season, because right now Tony Nese thinks that he's going to win, and I believe him.
I also like the fact when they were doing that Buddy Murphy was talking to Cedric, like, yeah, I'll beat you at WrestleMania, and you see Tony Nese's head just down, like he's all disappointed, like, oh man, what are you talking about?
Oh, yeah.
And that's when Cedric brought up, well, what if he wins? What if he beats me? What if he goes on and beats you? You know, I thought that was entertaining at that point when I was watching that.
Yeah, a bit of foreshadowing potentially for the future when you think about Buddy's confidence in his friend versus Buddy's confidence in retaining the title against his enemy.
Has he not learned anything from Wesley Blake? I mean, my God.
Sorry. All right. So, following this, we got our Mania countdown. Folks, we're less than 20 days away. Get ready for an 8-hour show with 17 matches.
Oh, God, no.
James, we're not joking. We're not joking, James.
You're not. I know.
I wish I was, brother. It's all over the news. It's rumored to be the longest WrestleMania to date.
I said this before. I'll say this again. They can't even book 5 hours right, let alone 8. Oh, my God. Good luck. See, this is why I am going to New York, by the way. But if I am going to any WWE show, it's NXT, and then I'm going to the Ring of Honor show, and then I'm heading right back home. I'm not sitting on my ass for 8 hours. That's not happening. No way.
Yeah.
You've done that. You've done it before. Editing WIW, so
yeah, that's more fun.
Well, it depends on the content. Depends on the quality. So anyway, moving on.
Exactly.
Yeah, quality matters. Simple as that.
So
moving on with the foreshadowing of next week. Hey, we finally get the Lucha House Party. They still exist. They're back on 205 Live. And we're getting some foreshadowing now on the continuing storyline between Humberto Carrillo and Jack Gallagher and Drew Gulak. Or better, 205 Live, because next week we get a 6-man tag as the main event. I have to imagine the result of that is going to further extend to potentially Drew Gulak versus Humberto Carrillo in a 1-on-1, and Lucha House Party is just there to move it forward, because what Lucha House Party got on 205 Live now? I mean,
they're on main roster. They should really just move them up and full time at this point.
Let's see. Elias bashed guitar already on Kalisto's back. And
never mind.
No,
keep them on 205. I take everything back.
Good answer.
I was gonna say, James. Yeah, think about what you just said. So.
Yeah. Well,
think before you act.
Yeah.
All right.
What have they done?
Yeah.
Remember when the Lucha House Party used to be fun? When have they done anything fun on Raw?
None.
I remember those autistic promos they would cut. And
those are hilarious. With the fucking pinata that just fucking walked to the ring. That was the best.
I'm pretty sure Penelope's still with them too if it hasn't been bashed a bit by Scott Steiner with a bat.
And then they got called to the main roster.
Why the sunrise? Why the moon go down at night? Just starts beating the hell out of it.
Lucha House
nothing else to do. That's what I do. What am I gonna do? Play the guitar? I can't play the guitar. All I do is beat people up.
Welcome to WCW Callback, people, with your host.
What are you talking about? That's TNA callback.
Yeah, that's TNA.
Oh,
WCW and TNA callbacks.
Check me out on YouTube.
Most people forgot about his TNA stuff, because the only thing you can think about now anymore with Scott Steiner is Steiner Map. That's the most relevant thing of his TNA career.
Oh, you have not watched Scott Steiner promos in TNA. Oh my God, you have missed out. You have missed out on some memulous gold right there. Oh my God, you have no idea.
I got the Global Wrestling Network, so I can
check it out.
Learn
just
more
search up
about TNA in its heyday. But anyway, let's get back on
205
Live.
So Scott Steiner promos on YouTube.
Yeah, well, what's not on YouTube, to be fair.
Yeah, true.
So we finally get into our, as far as this conversation goes, we finally get into our main event. Tony Nese for Cedric Alexander. And boy, did this thing steal the damn show. By the way,
my God.
Aiden, he doesn't have a 6-pack. Like Nigel said, he has an 8-pack. But then Vic Joseph, he basically tries to get a little bit of a prediction from his commentary, at least Aiden. He asked Aiden who you see winning. Aiden basically picked Tony because he sees him the most determined, the most driven, the most evolved, and he feels like that he's most likely to win. And I felt he was going to. Cindy wanted him to. Chris, you chose Cedric. So here we go.
Hey, I did pick Cedric. I admit it.
Here we go. So basically, we start off with feeling out process as usual. It was wrist locks, basically. Both men exchanged simple wrist locks. Cedric reversed a number of times. And then Cedric, at one point, he works the arm over his shoulder and then goes for an arm drag. There's a reversal there and then another arm drag. Both men jogging for position. We had exchanges of arm locks, the head scissors, an arm drag, and then we have reversal roll-ups. Both men fighting for control in a hip toss position. And both men exchange covers. Then we finally get a moment where both men just see each other like, okay, I see what you're bringing. Both men, they continue this on. They have elbows. There's a crossbody. I think it was an effective crossbody. I think he went too high, in my opinion. More on the upper torso area. And I didn't think he was going to get a strong cover out of that, but I guess he went for one anyway. Following that, we get a leg lariat cover, kick out at 1. So that's how effective that was. Then we get roll through Rana, drop kick, very nice combination. Cedric Alexander delivers a vicious drop kick. This to the back of his head, too. Ouch. Cover,
it was brutal.
Gets some chops, there's another cover, and then we get a bit of a rest hold, a side headlock. Following this, we get forearm and Cedric Alexander. He takes him out, takes Nisa out of the legs, but eventually we get our first attempt at the springboard moonsault, but then there's another drop kick, cover, kick out. But then the crowd continued. Well, I guess they didn't really continue. They brought up again Cedric chance, because at first they were chanting for Cedric Alexander at the very beginning, and then it kind of just died out. As the match progressed and they saw Cedric constantly gaining control and throwing these drop kicks in the back of Tony Nese's head and the front of his chest, they cheered for Cedric. Obviously, Cedric, he was the favorite to win, not only by pretty much, I would imagine, most 205 Live, including Drake Maverick, but probably the audience, too.
And me.
Yes, and you. Yeah, Tony gets a heel kick in there, and Cedric, he takes him out the knees again, sweeps the legs, actually, and then we follow with another kick. And then kudos again to commentators. They're calling back to the history of Cedric Alexander as Tony Nese takes out Cedric's legs, but calling back to how this could affect Cedric, because we've seen in the past how he slips up on springboard attempts. Slips up on the rope. Following this, we get chop, forearm exchange, knees with a shoulder block to another cover. Then we get, the spinning elbow strike, one of the Cedric Alexander's signatures, and attempt at it anyway. Nope. We get a nice normalized suplex from Tony Nese. Once again, showcasing his strength and how well he knows his opponent. Into another cover, and then another kick out. Then Nese with a leg drop into the corner, another kick out. Then we get a chin lock for a little while. Another rest spot, I guess you could say. This match didn't even go to level 2, in my opinion, yet. But following this, we get an escape into a sleeper hold attempt that was countered. Once again, the knees get taken out. The work here was just basically knees. Good grief.
Lots of knees.
It's okay, the first match, the keyword is opportunity, and this match, the keyword is knees. Not knees. Knees. But
all the knees.
Yeah.
I mean.
And then we get another drop kick. No, nothing there. Finally, we get a spinning elbow strike, and Cedric Alexander, he chains a lot of good moves together here. He gets, all his classic, gets the neuralizer, then the springboard flatliner into a cover, kick out, nice spot. Finally goes for his coup de grace, the lumbar check. No. Then we get Tony Nese going for his finisher, the pump handle driver. No. Both men exchanging. There's a kick. He finally gets the pump handle driver in there into another near fall. Still not enough. Then following this, we get basically Cedric Alexander gets hanged up in the rope. Tony Nese capitalizes on this with a very nice springboard moonsault. Nope, still a near fall. So he goes for his other ace in the hole, the running Nese. Nope, that's rolled through into one of Cedric Alexander's signatures, a Mitsunoku driver into another near fall. Cedric finally showing visible frustration. This match is finally picking up, in my opinion. Following this, Cedric, he goes towards the corner, but you know what? He gets rolled through palm strike, one of Tony Nese's signatures, and then we get an attempted, I guess you could say attempted suplex spot, but it looks like he's trying to attempt it to the outside. Both men just hitting each other with haymakers. And eventually, both men, they hit one on each other, and they both fell all the way to the floor. I was like, ooh, that was a nasty lay. I'm not sure who took the worst blunt on that. But then this basically gets our near double count out as both men get in by the count of 9. Both men wanting it more than anything. Cedric, all up in Tony Nese's face. You want this? You really want this? Nese says, I'm going to Mania. He's like, over my dead body.
Oh, yeah.
That was awesome storytelling. Oh my God.
Exactly. They need more stories, but this was an incredible story told. Not only from the two competitors in the match, but the commentary as well, as they call back both of their history. But anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, excuse me. Following this, both men, they're just blasting each other crazily. We get rights, forearms. We get a nice uppercut from Cedric Alexander. Then Tony Nese was like Matrix kip up into kick attempt. No. Then Cedric goes for a kick attempt. No. Both men go for a kick. Both men's legs get tied up with each other. How the hell did that happen?
Just happened.
It's 205. It's 205 Live.
Gives you the unique stuff. One-of-a-kind stuff.
Sleeping on the job here.
Yeah. And then finally we get a nice super kick from Cedric Alexander into a cover. Another nice near fall. Still not enough. Eventually we get a chop, a superplex attempt. Nope. Nese kicks him, slumped to the floor. Cedric just falls slumped to the floor. And then we get a Frostberry flop from Tony Nese. Clears the rope effortlessly. And then he goes for one of his other aces in the hole, a 450 splash. I thought for sure it was going to turn into a crash. Nope, he nails it. And I thought, he's got him. Nope, near fall. I'm like, dang it.
Holy shit, the near falls in this match,
he goes
by the
for
way.
running knees once again, dropping the knee pad. But shades of Oney Lorcan's match. Cindy, you and I talked about this. You remember this.
Yeah.
You guys will talk about this too, Chris. He grabs the tights saying, you're not doing that. I see this coming. But instead of getting up and just getting a lumbar check out of nowhere, Tony Nese just stomps the daylight off him, stomps the muscle in, basically.
Dude.
Corner. And as he goes for the running knees, Cedric pops out of nowhere with a Spanish fly. Just crazy.
I thought it was over here. After he hit this, then he hits the lumbar check, and the craziest goddamn near fall I've fucking seen in a long ass time.
That I agree with. I thought it was
over.
Kicked out!
I was like,
thank you, yes. And then we finally get the crowd into it too. The crowd chants.
Dude, the crowd starts chanting, "This is awesome."
Oh yeah, they also chanted "205 Live" before this too. Appreciate you, Indianapolis. And then following this, Cedric couldn't believe it. He's like, "What I gotta do? What I gotta do?" So he drops both his knee pads now, exposing his knees, even though they are under his pants, and goes for a second lumbar check. But no, Tony Nese, he rolls through. Then there's another roll through, both in exchange of cover. And then Cedric tries to set up a lumbar check again. He eats a knee from Tony Nese. He gets stabbed in the corner, and Tony Nese, with as much speed as a flash, runs in, exposed knee with a running knees, cover. 1, 2, 3. Tony Nese wins. Tony Nese is going to WrestleMania. Buddy Murphy for the Cruiserweight title. And after both men show mutual respect. Cedric seems shocked, but hey, he appreciates the man's game. He brought it. He took it. He did it. And then following this, we get the champ coming out, stoic face. He's like, hey, good job, mate. Good job. You know, raises his hand, seem happy. But why do you turn your back? I know the sign said, why did you turn your back on the champ? He eats a jumping knee strike, and Buddy Murphy stands tall over him. So there's our ending of this week's 205 Live. There's our title match for the Cruiserweight title of WrestleMania. Ooh, wow. Chris.
Dude, I was tired of watching this.
Sorry, brother. What are your thoughts on this match, and what do you see next for Cedric Alexander?
Oh, man, I was really disappointed. I'm the only one I think picked Cedric Alexander out of this whole group here. But it's okay. Like I said, I thought he was going to have it after he hit that lumbar check. But this was one of those matches where if you tell anybody who's never watched 205 Live what few matches to watch, I would recommend this match watching this. The storytelling was amazing. Everything about this match was just fucking awesome, the way they performed it. And you could tell the frustration with both men. Nese after hitting the 450, just the frustration. And Cedric after hitting the lumbar check and he kicked out, he's shocked because I think only Buddy Murphy's the only one that's kicked out of it so far, if I remember.
Correct.
Yep.
But like I said, it was just amazing. And then how they ended the match where he got the knee, surprised Cedric with the knee, and then he hit the knee again and he got him. like I said, that was a damn good match. Like I said, I picked Cedric to win. Unfortunately, that didn't happen, but that was just an awesome match. Good, great storytelling.
Yes, I agree.
Owen, your thoughts?
I thought this was a great match. I agree with Chris. I would definitely recommend this match to people. The shame thing is the people I would recommend it to, though, wouldn't go watch the match. So that, no matter, I can tell people all day to go watch this match that I'm going to tell, and they wouldn't watch it. So,
Yep.
And James, you obviously know what I'm talking about. So,
yep, I know exactly who you're talking about.
But I thought this match was great. I actually thought Cedric was going to win because Kofi lost, and I thought they were going to send the crowd home happy with Cedric winning, but that didn't happen. And the crowd still went home happy, even though he didn't lose. Like, they were still happy, so...
The Nice deserved that. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
I kind of wanted Cedric to win, too, because I wanted to see a Cindy rant, but it didn't happen either, so...
Oh, jeez.
No, like, you guys don't even know. Well, no one knows, but when she was on last week, when Cedric beat, I think it was Tozawa.
No, it was Lorcan. I remember this. I remember this. I remember the tirade.
Yeah. But, I thought this was a great back and forth match, told a great story, and I love stories, so obviously I'm going to like this match. And I thought it was just really back and forth. I personally, the white guy went over because it's in Tony Nese's hometown. And no, I know you're going to say this anyways. Don't put this match on the kickoff. They probably are, but don't.
Thank fucking you. Thank you.
Save
that for the main event of the Simple Stance.
Yeah, please open the show with this. They need to open the show.
Stances here as far as this matchup. Cindy, you and I were the most critical about this, so I'm definitely going to save you last here. James, your thoughts on this match and the outcome?
This was an unbelievable matchup. My God. Tony Nese has come leaps and bounds as a performer, like a long way. And just the sheer performance both of these guys really delivered was second to none. And you could have put this on any show, and it would have stolen the show. It stole the show of SmackDown, I personally think. If you were there live, that was the show that people are going to remember. I guarantee it.
No, probably Kofi losing, they're going to remember.
They're going to remember that, but as far as match quality, I think they're going to remember Nese and Cedric a lot more, to be honest.
I got to be the asshole
that stayed.
I got to be the asshole here and ask the question. I bet not a lot of people saw this match because a lot of people left because they were pissed Kofi lost, though.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there was a lot of people that actually stayed. I'm surprised. There's a lot more people than I expected that after that happened. But I will say that and you were not the biggest Tony Nese fan ever, but after a long ways away, you have finally come to the Lord and Savior, Tony Nese.
Well, that video made me not, that video turned me off. Like I was just warming up. I was just warming up to him until that video happened. So,
dude, okay. So the joke of this is, Owen used to hate Tony Nese because this is back when Tony Nese had like no character direction whatsoever.
Well, also James too. I got on a drunk rant about him too. So.
Yeah, you got on a drunk rant about it for no reason. So the joke was basically that he hated Tony Nese. So he was doing a live reactions. This was back when he was doing live reactions of like SmackDown and 205.
Before YouTube was like, nope.
Yeah, exactly. And we just trolled him with Tony Nese quotes from Twitter. Making up quotes that Tony Nese would say. We were just flooding his entire chat comment, me and my friend Chris. Not you, Chris. Another Chris. Just flooding his comments full of Tony Nese quotes to the point where you could literally see the disdain in his face. By the time...
that's vindictive.
Dude, no, the funniest one was a quote that I made up that I said, I literally ripped off the MLK speech. And at the end of it, I was like, we held these truths to be held evident that there are 8 reasons why I'm better than you. The minute Owen read that last line, he just fucking has this scowl on his face. He has this scowl on his face. It was hilarious.
Hey, I got you back with that when I changed the network password. It made you think the company was.
Yeah. I got trolled. I got trolled back after that.
Yeah.
And rightfully so, but
All right.
that's hilarious. But yeah, there's my Tony knows. Tony knows.
His name right.
Hey, Matthew, how you doing? Aaron Riff, send us to Matthew from Botchmania. No.
He's cultaholic though, so
Yeah. What are you talking about? He's not even working for Cultaholic. He's his own man.
well, podcast, but whatever.
He barely works for them.
Let's not talk about the competition here as far as podcasts go. So.
Yeah, fair enough. Hey, technically we're competition.
Besides the match.
But anyway, yeah, this match was awesome, and yeah, there was my Tony Nese story, and everything comes full circle, especially for Owen.
Yeah.
And apparently for 205 Live, because think about this. Both these men started on 205 Live. So,
very true.
in my opinion, this is more like a pass the torch thing, but we'll talk about that more later. Cindy, my friend, your thoughts.
Well, I must say, this match, I honestly feel this is way better than Raw and SmackDown in general. This is a really good way to tell a story between Tony and Cedric. They both brought it in together. At first, I thought Cedric is going to be Tony. I was going to get ready to post my Twitter draft talking shit about how I feel about Cedric beating Tony, but no, kick out from Tony, and that makes me happy. I feel this is a great way to build up more how they're going to bring in for either Tony and Cedric, like what's going to happen after the tournament ended. And the way they both bring it in, it says it all. And I'm very impressed with Tony's improvement in 205 Live, even though he's like Buddy Murphy's quote-unquote personal trainer, but not really anymore. Not anymore, y'all. Yes, I'm very happy Tony did beat Cedric, and definitely he's going to Mania, and he definitely deserves it. I mean, hell, it's going to be at his hometown. Pretty much the people that knows who Tony Nese is, I mean, Ring of Honor, y'all. Come on now.
Hey,
that match should be on the main card instead of the kickoff pre-show match, because that's the only way they're going to show like compelling storyline between Buddy and Tony. As we all saw what happened afterwards, that Buddy did attack Tony after he congratulated him, raised his arm up, and then lo and behold, you know that Buddy Murphy, as a top heel he is on 205 Live, definitely you'll see like a bit of a face turn from Tony Nese, but time will tell what's going to happen next. So overall, this is a match that definitely is the highlight of all the shows this week. Well, besides NXT, though. NXT is great. Besides that. But for those of you who are still bitching and complaining about Raw and SmackDown, I suggest take a couple minutes of your time. Just watch 205 Live. Even if you want to skip Tozawa versus Mike Kanellis match, it's up to you. Go to the main event match. You guys won't be disappointed. Even though I'm going to try and convince the team no DQ guys, but you know what? They don't have time to watch it, which I'm just going to get into the saving this for this main event rant on the Simple Stance later on throughout the video. So I'm just going to save that on my end. So overall, I'm happy Tony Nese won. That's it. Cheers to him. And regarding the future for Cedric Alexander, I'm waiting for a freaking heel turn. It's been long overdue.
Amen.
With Cedric,
Well, the problem is for me, though, the person he could turn heel on is on SmackDown now, so it's like,
Oh, yeah, Mustafa, true.
Well,
true.
Yeah.
You know where Cedric goes? He goes home. That's where he goes.
All right, that's wrong.
Hey, I still like Cedric. Yeah, hold on a second.
I'm not saying he gets fired or anything. He just goes home. So.
Hey, you know what? He's in the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. He takes some well-deserved rest before then. There you go.
There you go.
One way of doing it.
One of the fans came from Mania.
Okay. Yeah, why don't we, yeah, you know what, yeah, I mean, I think it's safe to say we're all going to grade the show pretty much the same on a scale of 1 to 5. I mean, it was only 2 matches, but if that main event doesn't say how good 205 Live is, especially while we're on the road to WrestleMania, you obviously don't know what wrestling is, or you've been living under a rock. Now, so this was only 2 matches. We got basically a showcase of 4 people. It did build 2 storylines, and we also got a teaser for next week. Is it a perfect show? Maybe not perfect, but it's definitely above what freaking Raw SmackDown Live gives you together.
Yeah.
4.5 for me. Chris, what about you? Just quick grade out 5.
If I did just the main event, I would say 5. But since you had the other match too that wasn't as good as the main event, I'm gonna go with 4.5 out of 5.
Same, 4.5 out of 5.
Yep.
Same.
Yeah, 4.5 out of. You know what? Just to be different, I'm gonna go 4.6 out of 5.
What?
Gotta be different.
Okay. I mean, hell, why not?
Is that like?
All right. Well,
what's that? 1.51, 1.51 and a half. I guess the general grade. How do you grade that?
Hey! That's for them to figure out, not me.
Fucking secret asshole. You know that? Did I ever tell you this?
We're gonna break
Billy,
algorithms here. Good grief.
You told me a billion times.
Oh, well, you have to me, so it's okay.
Yes.
It's the New England in us.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. I mean, I see what you're wearing. I'm non-sports, so I'm not going to judge you. Now,
James isn't sports either.
Cindy, I bet, has been judging me the whole time. I'm just saying.
Yeah, besides, like I say, I don't give a fuck about football anymore. Simple as that.
Yeah, I know you don't. I know you don't. By the way, I'm with you on that. I have my theory that football is also rigged. And there's actually plenty of evidence to suggest it is, by the way.
Alrighty. Now,
maybe you choose to do a football rant podcast later on, but why don't we get into some stances before you two come to blows against the NFL?
That's between you and Greg Cherry. So.
Yeah, that too. But he has a different team. Anyway.
There's always something to talk about when it comes to 205 Live, and there will definitely be a lot to talk about this time with my expanded panel, as you saw. Apologies again, I'm not used to using Skype. This is a very first for me. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this, and stay tuned for Simple Stances, where me and these same group of fine folk will be talking about 205 Live Matters. Until the next video, have a good night.